today. Just got back from the barber shop. I know you guys had a lot of questions about visiting the barber with your beard. I'm going to get into that, give you some tips and tricks to get the best beard possible. Let me first start off by saying that I've known my barber since grade school on the playground. He's been cutting my hair for about 15 years or so, since he's been cutting hair in his garage while he was going to barber school. He owns his own shop now. He's a master barber. Fantastic, talented barber. I do not let him touch the body of my beard. He does fade my sideburns, and he does line me up on the cheeks and on the sides. So the best skill to ever have as a beardsman is to learn how to trim and cut and maintain your own beard. It's a fantastic thing to learn, to have for life. You can teach your son when he gets to the point of being able to grow a beard. But if you're going to go to the barber and have them actually cut your beard, there are some key things to keep in mind. And the one major thing is to be specific and detailed about what you want. If you're going to the barber and you're like, I don't know what I really want, I'm just going to go in there and wing it. You're heading for Bad News City and you're about to be the mayor of it, so you want to stay away from that. You want to be very detailed. The words little trim should never come out of your mouth, because when you say, oh, I just want a little trim, or I want a little bit off over here, the difference between what little is from one person to another is completely different. So your barber could interpret that completely wrong, and you could take a lot more off than you planned on. So get to the point of actually saying, I want 1/8 of an inch, 1/4 of an inch. For my metric friends, you could say, I want 3 millimeters, 5 millimeters. That way you're being very specific about what you want, very detailed, because the more vague you are, the more danger you're putting your beard in. So that's one thing to really keep in mind. But if you want to have some sort of shape, style, you can bring in a picture on your phone. Make sure it has some good angles, lighting, so the barber can actually see what you're looking to do. Remember that the barber can't add hair to your beard, he can only cut it, so he's not a miracle worker. So keep that in mind as well, that you want to be very specific. If you're in doubt, pass it along. You could ask for a recommendation what the barber thinks would look good on you. You don't have to be committed when he tells you. You could just get your hair cut and say, hey, what do you think about my beard? What do you think I should do to it? He'll give you some sort of idea. And you don't have to say, okay, let's do it right now. You could go home, sleep on it, wait for the next time to come in. It's as simple as that. Don't feel pressured to get your beard cut that day. You can always come back, sleep on it. Now, when it comes to lining up your beard, one of the tendencies for guys to go into a barbershop and say, hey, I just want to line up, just line me up. And the barber would tend to do a little bit more aggressive than what you might be thinking. So you should never just say, line me up. You want to ask for a mirror, whether it's a hand mirror or if you're in the chair mirror, and ask to see and have him show by using your finger exactly what you want. Otherwise, he's just going to be left up to interpretation, and that's not where you want to be. You can also have your sideburns faded. When you do that with a barber, ask him to start higher than you think you want it, because they could always lower the fade if you want to. Otherwise, they might start a little too low and you lose a lot of the hair that supports the body of your beard in here. So that's real key, is that you want to kind of sneak up on things. You could do that with them trimming it too. If they're trimming with scissors, tell them you want 1/8 of an inch off, 2 millimeters off. Have a look at it, and if you say, oh, well, I think I can go a little more, then you can say, hey, could you take another millimeter, 2 millimeters off, so that we can sneak up on it and get a feel for what he's doing, if it's doing right for you. Now, when you get to the point of a mustache and you have an epic mustache like mine, what I do is, before I go into the barber, is I take a comb right in the car, and since I usually wear my mustache out like this with the ends out, I want to protect those from anything happening. So before I go in, I just comb them down into my beard, straight down. This is going to give the barber a lot more leeway of working with the line on my cheek line. That way nothing funny can happen where he might get it with the razor, take off a couple of hairs, or even, God forbid, get the ends chopped off. So that's one thing to consider, is you want to give your best kind of protection for your mustache going in there. Now, these are all real simple things. Make sure you're not pressured into doing anything you don't want to do. If something does go wrong, don't run home and shave your beard. It will grow back. Don't feel like it's the end of the world, because it happens. I get a lot of emails every day. The barber butchered my beard. What do I do? Grow it out. It's going to come back. And the next time you go to the barber, if you liked what he did, always remember to say again what you want specifically. A barber sees hundreds of guys in the course of a month. There could have been 200, 300, 400 guys in between your visit, and he's not going to remember the specifics of what you actually wanted that time before. This might actually take 2, 3, 4 times until you have a nice working relationship with your barber. You feel comfortable with what he's doing, and then you get to the point of being a regular with your beard, and he knows exactly what you want. And at that point, you're golden. So you want to get to that point. Remember, be specific as possible. Always reiterate what you want. Take it slow, slower than you think you might have to take it, and always, always tip your barber extremely well when it comes to your beard. Go even double. Barbers nowadays, they charge very little for beards, I've always seen around the place, and gotta help them out. They're on their feet all day, working long hours to make sure you look awesome. So, got any questions, drop them down below. You know where to find me: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that fun stuff. Keep it clean. Make sure that you get your barber all set up, hooked up, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care.